Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. And yeah, I blew up a futures prop firm account and I want to share some lessons with you so that hopefully you can be assisted as you go on your journey. And this doesn't necessarily have to be for the world of futures trading or prop firms. It could be for stocks, it could be for crypto, it could be for options. So just keep that in mind. This is not exactly for futures, but it just happens to be where it took place. So with that being said, let's hop in. Lesson number one is this: paper trading, just not the same. Now, when I say paper trading, that could be simulator trading, that could be demo trading. It's just not the same. What do I mean by that? Well, in this situation, I was given this prop firm account. Long story short, I had enough affiliate sales where they just gave me an account and said, here you go. Good job. So I was like, okay, cool. But right there was a detachment. And the detachment was this, is that I didn't have any sort of skin in the game. I had a totally free account. It didn't really matter what happened. And does that sound anything like simulator, like demo trading, like paper trading? It is. When you have zero connection, it just opens up the door to really kind of at the core, not caring. And you start to maybe, well, let me try this. Let me experiment with that. What would happen if these things happen? And that's essentially what happened here. Now, that doesn't mean that there's still other good learning lessons. There is, but when I look back and tell, I mean, I got really ridiculous. But why would I get so ridiculous? Well, because like I said, there wasn't any. I mean, it was essentially an absolute paper trading demo account where there was no actual threat on the line of losing money. So the idea is this: is when there's a threat of losing some of your own money on the line, it really does make a big difference. So I don't want to rain on people's parades, but I sort of need to rain on people's parades. If you're out there absolutely crushing it in the world of paper trading or simulator trading or demo trading, I mean, good job to an extent, but there is a detachment between real money on the line and, well, nothing on the line, which is what I had here. So it wasn't necessarily a lesson that taught me, I was aware of this, but just kind of a confirmation, reaffirmation that, yeah, that's a very real thing. The next thing to remember is things can get really bad. Prices can just keep going against you, regardless of what you think should happen, will happen. The market just does not care. So that's lesson number two. The lesson being the market does not care. So what do I mean by that? Well, I first bought right here, and I bought some micros, meaning the risk very small. And then that candle happened, and I was, think, okay, well, whatever, that'll go back up there, and let me just buy some more, which is lesson number three, or I should really be saying reminder number three, because I know all these things, but from your perspective, more so lesson number three is don't change strategies in the middle of a trade, right? So at first I was like, let me just buy and let me get a bounce off those moving averages. Well, clearly there is no bounce. It kept going down. So now all of a sudden I was like, all right, well, let me build up some size. Now, I'm not opposed to building up size, but that is a completely different strategy than what I started off with. And when you change strategies in combination with lesson number two, the market doesn't care. Yeah, things can get a little wild. So the price came down, bought some more. Oh, there's no way. Absolutely enough. Bought some more, and right there, account was just gone. And the way prop firm accounts work is there is a loss limit where if you exceed the limit, you're just done. They say, all right, you failed, your account's game over, and that's what happened here. I don't remember exactly where, but you can see here, look at that downwards move. And if that's real money, that's a very crazy thing. But when you don't necessarily care, it opens up the doors to starting to do things that you probably wouldn't be doing normally. Definitely shouldn't. The market doesn't care. The market will move however it wants. And then when you change strategies within the context of things, yeah, an absolutely brutal move. But here's the last lesson. And again, not necessarily a lesson for me, but really kind of hammers home what was told to me for many years before I finally started to get into the world of prop firms is, when I show you the numbers, it'll just make a whole lot more sense. So here we are looking at what was actually from my account today, and that's the key number there, minus $4,741. That is a really, really big number. But with the way prop firms work is that how much money I actually lost. Now, you know I didn't because it was an account given to me. But let's just play the game, for example, as as if I'd actually bought the account. So this size account, you can see, would have cost me $360. Now, as a reminder, still wouldn't even cost you that much because there's always running promotions and things like that. And I'll put a link down below to this prop firm or the prop firm, that I'm using, so you can see how they work and all that. And also, it'll give you a discount. But just for argument's sake, let's say that I had spent $360 and then I had taken a $4,700 loss. My actual cost would have only been $360. And that's a really good scenario when you stop and think about those numbers. So lesson number 4, prop firms teach efficiently. I'll say that again. Prop firms teach efficiently. In terms of the lessons learned, so again, let's just put yourself put the situation in the context of somebody that's kind of brand new and they don't really know what's going on. So they, spent the 360 and then they did, and what they experienced with what you saw here. You know what? I think that person's probably like, I'm glad that only cost me $360 as opposed to $4,700 of my own money. I mean, that's a very efficient way to do some learning, to kind of work out these, scenarios that can and will happen. And just for you to understand, oh, wow, things can spin out of control in a hurry. But when they do spin out of control, I'm glad the quote unquote out of control was only $360 compared to $4,700. And that is a very, very powerful component of using prop firms because they allow you to learn those lessons, but in very efficient and cost-effective ways. So those were the main lessons, the main reminders to me is paper trading. It's just not the same. The market does not care. Don't change strategies in the middle of a trade, and prop firms really do allow for cost-efficient learning. And as a reminder, again, please, if you are interested in the prop firms and all of that, then definitely use that link down below because, yes, it is an affiliate link, but it'll give you a way better deal than what those prices you see. Like I said, I just used a 360 for argument's sake, but you'd be able to purchase an account for quite a bit less than that, depending on what the promotion is. But there is usually a constant stream of promotions, so to ensure that you do get the best deal possible, that link down below will give that to you. So just remember, make sure to use that link to maximize the learning that much more. And then as far as I want to just personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering, as far as when the dates are, when it is, just go to claytrader.com/live, or you can just use the link down below and it'll let you know when the next class is. But this will help walk you through how to build consistency and manage risk. And again, I realize this is a little ironic. Dude, you just blew up your account. And you're right. But like I said, there's also that little disconnect, which was why lesson 1 or reminder 1 was paper trading. It's just not the same. You just don't care as much as you should if you actually have real money in, which circles back to point number 4, the money in. If it's a smaller amount, I'd rather you have a small amount because you do still have skin in the game, but at least if things go crazy, you're not losing $4,700 either. But either way, like I said, if you want to learn how to approach the markets, how to use certain tools, how you should not use certain tools, and then just have a mindset that'll make sure that you're in the right spot to not guarantee success because there are no guarantees, but to position yourself in a spot that gives you the best chance at success, then I'm very confident this is a live webinar can and will help you out. So like I said, just check out the link down below or go to claytrader.com/live to learn when the next live class is. So thank you for hanging out. If you appreciate these videos, if you appreciate the transparency, although it's transparency, but like I blew a paper trading account. I had a paper trading account and I blew it. So I don't want to claim like, oh, this was some sort of epic amount of transparency. That would be being overly dramatic. Like I said, I had hey, let's see what happens. So but once again, that goes back to point number 1. Yeah, when paper trading, it's just not the same. There is a pretty big disconnect there. But anyways, if you still appreciate the video, if you learned something, if you have any questions, if there's something else that maybe you've learned from blowing up one of your accounts, comment down below. And if you want to just support the channel in a super free and easy way, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching. And yeah, keep these lessons in mind.